Okay, we moved to Game 3 of the tournament. My Bretonnians against a magic-heavy demon army. It wasn't until halfway through the game that I realized my camera was on the wrong setting, so I apologize again for the bad pictures through most of it. His left flank, my right, Fleshhounds, 10 Horrors, 6 Flamers. That's the biggest unit of Flamers I've ever seen. I believe this unit of Horrors in the middle is about 30. But there's a Herald in there. He might be the BSB, but they're just a big old block of Horrors. 3 more Flamers, relatively small group of Bloodletters with the Herald of Corn in there, and then he has the level 4 Sorcerer, Lord of Change behind that unit. So my thinking here was to get, I need my, there was so much terrain, I had to spread out my Knights a little bit, and I don't need his Fleshhounds keeping my Knights of the Realm from being able to get in the battle. So I want to fly my Pegasus Knights straight ahead and then be able to move them over to help out, tie up those Fleshhounds so my Knights of the Realm can squeeze past that difficult terrain. Here in the middle, I put everything there, just he's magic heavy and shooting heavy, so I just need to blast through him. So I have everything in the middle there. My Grail Knights on the left have the banner if you can't stand and shoot, so I put them in front of those Flamers. I would have put them in front of the other Flamers, but I placed them too early. And then here on my left, I have my General looking at his General. I've got Killing Blow and large targets. I really need to take his level 4 out. So my plan is to fly up and just make it to where he can't escape me and get a charge off on him. So Demons turn 1, he doesn't do a whole lot. He kind of shuffles his Fleshhounds and his Pink Horrors around just a little bit. He moves his Lord from behind the Bloodletters to between his Flamers and his Horrors. Other than that, he really didn't do much. His magic turn 1, I think he may have killed 1 or 2 guys. For the most part, it wasn't too awful bad. Again, I had a scroll, and he was out of range for a lot of things. So Brett's turn 1, I fly my Pegasus Knights up like I said I was going to, move my Knights of the Realm up. Everybody else moves up, as you can see. And on his turn 2, he charges his Fleshhounds into the my Knights Errant with the Errantry banner, and I flee and get away. And so normally he would be going towards them. I think he said there was an enemy in the way with my questing Knights, and so he went at them, and it was a failed charge, so whatever. Other than that, his General is no longer by the Horrors. He flew him way to the left of the screen. And there's a closer look at his failed charge and my Knights of the Realm. I really need to pass that fear test. If I don't, I'm in trouble. Yeah, and here's what I did over here. Real stupid mistake on my part. I flew my General into that's difficult terrain, so we figured we can fly into and out of it. But I angled him such that I allowed his General to fly out of my charge arc, which was a huge mistake. Now, really, it's a cat and mouse game. I'm not going to be able to ever get him in a charge reach now that we're this close to each other. So, major mistake on my part. That's turn 2. I passed all my needed fear tests, so my Pegasus Knights charge into his small Pink Horror unit, the upper right. Knights of the Realm charge into the flank of the Fleshhounds. It looks like I'm clipping them. I'm actually even up with them, but that building, that terrain piece wouldn't let me be there, so we're just, my guys are over a little bit. My Grail Knights charge his Horrors on the left. And I want to say that my 2 big groups of Knights in the middle both charged. The Questing Knights against the Flamers, the other ones against the Horrors, and both of them failed their charge by less than half an inch. So I lost a Questing Knight to a stand and shoot, unless I lost him in his last magic phase, but I'm pretty sure I lost him to a stand and shoot. So there's a closer look at what's going on there. And so again, my Knights of the Realm are over to the right, evened up with the Fleshhounds. And so what I'm hoping to do is beat them in combat and get an overrun into the Flamers so they won't be able to stand and shoot me. And then hopefully I'll beat them on their turn, which I should through combat res, and then get into the flank of that Horror unit. So the problem is there's 10 wounds there, and I think statistically speaking, I'm probably could expect to get maybe 3 wounds. And so 3 with combat res is going to cut it really close. So because, major mistake, I gave up on the General for now, and because I was charging the front of this unit with my big block of Knights Errant, I charged the flank with my General. The problem is the Knights Errant had a failed charge, so my General's in there all alone. And they've got so much static combat res, I'm really just screwed. There's almost no way he can hold. So in this combat, the Knights of the Realm got him down to 1 wound remaining. Oh, that hurt. If I could have got that 1 wound off, I had an overrun, and I might have been able to reach those flamers, and it just would have helped a little bit. Grail Knights make short work with their flamers. My general killed a couple, but got broken in combat and flew over the top of the bloodletters. Got real lucky I didn't land on top of them. So we go to Demon's turn 3. We're locked in combat on the right. He's standing with his flamer so he can shoot at me. Everybody else he just plans on shooting. If you look at the left, he moved his general up right by that unit. My assumption he wants to terror bomb him on the left-hand side. So magic starts, and if you remember, I used to have a big unit of 9 Knights Errant right there getting ready to charge. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Oh, wait. Yeah, I had Questy Knights too. That's not going to happen. Oh, look, the Knights Errant are gone now. They're at the bottom of the screen, and I don't think they can rally because I only have 2. No, I can rally. I don't think they do rally. So I was set up, even with my failed charges, to get 2 big heavy charges into him on my next turn, and now those Knights are all gone. Yeah, that was great. And you know what happened? He had a big area spell with his general that I let go through, and it really didn't do too much damage because he was by the peasants. And I saved all my dice for the big area spell that his either his herald or that big group of horrors can do, and he got irresistible force on it. So I was, after losing all my knights in the Dark Elf game, I think at this point I was starting to get into a really bad mood, tired of magic able to destroy half my army.